Hi, and welcome to the Heart of a Perfectionist podcast. I'm your host, Tegan Thompson. I'm a book lover, a chocoholic, and an INTJ living in a world filled with extroverts. I made this podcast to share my experiences and struggles as an introverted perfectionist, and to bring the inner workings of an introvert's mind to introverts and extroverts alike. So grab a cup of tea and get comfortable. It's time to unmute. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Heart of a Perfectionist podcast. Happy Easter weekend. I hope you guys are able to enjoy some time with friends and family and just relax a little bit. I know it's not going to be super warm out, but I think it's going to be sunny, so hopefully you'll be able to just really enjoy this weekend. This week, I'll be doing something a little different. This is kind of new for me. I don't usually like to kind of go into different territories. I'm not big on change and doing new things, but I'm stretching myself. So this week I will be reading a letter written to the extroverts of the world from primarily my introverted self, but also kind of just introverts in general. Not necessarily all introverts, but maybe introverts who are similar to me in terms of introversion. So I'm just gonna dive right on into it. Dear extroverts, I'll be completely honest with you. While you are often loud and filled with too much energy to understand, I actually envy your personality. I'm jealous of how easy it is for you to make friends. I'm jealous of how social and funny you can be. I'm jealous that you don't spend half an hour planning what to say on a phone call only for the conversation not to go the way you planned. Don't get me wrong, I love my quiet, reserved self and the strengths that come with being an introvert. It took a really long time for me to recognize that about myself, because I grew up in a society that told me introversion was bad. But I made the journey to self-love. I think I get envious because I prefer to listen when the world wants me to talk. I often have to remind myself to contribute to a conversation, lest it appear like I'm uninterested. And even then, I think too long about what to say and how to say it that the conversations moved into a new topic before the words can escape my mouth. The hardest part is all the small talk extroverts engage in. Why can't we talk about our passions, our deepest fears, or go in depth about the meaning behind a book or a movie? Those conversations are actually easier for me. Despite all of our differences, I think the most important thing you should know is that our friendship means the world to me. You may be hard for me to understand, but you push my boundaries and help me expand my comfort zone. I never take for granted the people that I can connect with and let down my walls with. Love, introverts. So I know this episode is just really short and kind of to the point. I just really wanted to share that. And so let me know if you enjoyed this at all. That's all I have to say this week. So thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Heart of a Perfectionist podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you learned anything new, please go share it with a friend. And as always, have a great weekend. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next week on the Heart of a Perfectionist podcast. Wow.